Good morning, Emerson. Today is Tuesday, February 19th, and today Bri Baxter is going to give us a look at the Today Show's visit to Boston.
And coming up, we're also going to have a live musical performance from the Ballroom Thieves. And let me tell you, we got to hear their warm-up, and they're so good. They're really cool. They're kind of like a spunky mix of new meets old. They're awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. But in the meantime, I'm Joshua Sackheim. And I'm Megan Mitchell. Welcome to Good Morning, Emerson. But on another note, we actually have some extremely sad news coming out of South Africa the past few days.
Yeah, absolutely, Megan. Oscar Pistorius, also known as the Blade Runner, fastest man with no legs. He is an 8-time Paralympic champion runner.
And he also competed in the actual Olympics in the summer of 2012.
That's right. He's the only Paralympic athlete to ever compete in the actual Olympic Games. The man is truly an international sports star.
He's such a big hero in South Africa. However, he admitted today, and he is allegedly being charged with murder because his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp, was actually found shot dead in her house. But we actually have the officials on the scene. Let's hear what they had to say.
At this stage, we can confirm that a young woman, a 30-year-old woman, did die on the scene of gunshot wounds. A 26-year-old male has been arrested and has been charged with murder.
Yeah,
it's such a sad story.
Really
Josh.
A tough story, Megan. And I mean, this girl was young, beautiful, smart, had a lot going for her.
Yeah, she was a model, and she was actually going to star in her own reality TV show.
Absolutely,
so,
and she was also a law school graduate.
Yeah, it's really such a sad story, and right now it is seen that it is premeditated, which means that if it is going to be charged with premeditated murder, then that means that he will have absolutely no chance at bail. He will be in jail for life.
Exactly. If we think premeditated murder in terms of how it works in the court system is bad here in the United States, it is really, really bad in South Africa. He's looking at life in prison and nothing else. That's it.
Right. And now let's look at what this means, because I think these athletes and a lot of people that have been recognized for their accomplishments, you know, when they do horrible things, they actually get their, awards taken away. We can see Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong, this situation could be a little bit different because obviously Pistorius didn't do anything to enhance his performance, but this is always going to be a footnote in terms of the history of Oscar Pistorius.
Regardless, I'm sure we'll be hearing more about this case in the coming weeks, and our own Tamara Sakarczyk will be spearheading that coverage for us. But in the meantime, Tamara, what else do you have going on?
Good morning, Emerson. Let's jump into the news with this morning's headlines. Just when Bostonians thought they were safe to pack away their snow boots, the infamous New England weather returned for a visit. Road crews patrolled the streets Sunday, determined not to ruin the previous week's cleanup efforts. Power lines were knocked out across the state for the second time this month due to blustery winds whipping over 20 miles per hour. A 41-year-old from New Hampshire was killed during the storm in a snowmobile accident in attempts to begin cleanup while the storm was still in full effect. There has been no other reported injuries across New England. President Obama is beginning to learn dreams don't always come true. An immigration plan introduced in the White House several weeks ago is being deemed counterproductive by Republican lawmakers before even reaching Capitol Hill. The overhaul plan includes a shortened path to citizenship for illegal immigrants who came to the United States as children, often referred to as dreamers. The plan would allow for the dreamers to apply for citizenship 2 years after the law has passed, instead of the initial 5 years. The other 11 million illegal immigrants currently living in the country would be granted permanent resident status either 8 years after the bill is enacted or after 30 days following visas given to everyone who applied legally. Republican and Democratic senators will try to reach an agreement by spring, adding border enforcement to the initial plan. The wintry weather may make a cruise sound appealing, but the passengers aboard the Carnival Triumph beg to differ. A lawsuit has been filed by one of the passengers who never made it to their destination after an engine fire knocked out the primary power source, disabling the ship and ending the voyage. No one was injured, but according to Carnival's president, Gary Cahill, no one from the cruise ship lines were happy with the conditions on board. Passengers seemed to agree with the statement, calling the ship filthy with overflowing toilets and limited food. An investigation of the fire is currently underway by the National Transportation Safety Board, who will be looking for links to a similar engine fire incident that disabled a Carnival Triumph ship in November 2010. The 3,143 passengers on the ship are expected to receive a full refund. And students are no longer the only ones receiving grades in the classroom. Across the state, administrators are increasing visiting and evaluating classrooms as a nationwide attempt to judge teachers' effectiveness. The ramped-up regulations have been put into play nationwide to build a better skilled teaching force with the hopes of helping students reach new heights. Although the change in Boston Public Schools has taken 2 years to agree on, many school officials and teachers are not happy with the evaluation system. Administrators are now required to make multiple visits to classrooms per year instead of the standard 2. And following the visit, educators will be ranked from proficient to unsatisfactory. Massachusetts will be the ante of the evaluation system next fall, when districts will begin using student test scores to rate teachers' performance. That's your news this morning. Now back to the couch with Josh and Megan.
Okay, so realistically, what are we thinking the chances are of this immigration reform plan passing through Congress?
You know, Josh, that's a difficult question to answer because obviously there's half of the Congress wants it, the other half doesn't, so they're definitely split again. So it'll be interesting to see how President Obama deals with partisanship and trying to get them to get along with each other.
Now, obviously, the passengers from this ship are up in arms. I hope that they don't bring these lawsuits to court, but thank you so much, Tamara.
Yeah, definitely not a good situation with that cruise ship. But sailing on over to something else, our man Anthony Chase is here with our daily sports update. And Anthony, a lot going on, especially in basketball. Some potential wheeling and dealing between the Celtics and the Clippers. What's going on there?
First, some sad news in basketball. Lakers owner Jerry Buss has died at the age of 80 after a long battle with cancer. Buss led Los Angeles to 10 championships during his time as owner of the team. In 1979, he acquired the Lakers and LA Kings in a $67.5 million deal, the largest sports transaction at the time. Buss was the reason for many of Boston's greatest rivalries, with his first draft pick, Magic Johnson, along with a few other guys named Shaq and Kobe. Buss will be greatly missed by his fans as well as his rivals. You can't be a 15-time All-Star without attracting a little attention. The Boston Celtics and LA Clippers are said to still be discussing a deal that would send Eric Bledsoe and DeAndre Jordan to Boston in exchange for none other than Kevin Garnett. The NBA trade deadline is just a few days away. Now, the only problem in their path is KG himself. Under his contract, he has the power to essentially choose his own destiny by refusing to waive the no-trade clause. When asked about the possibility of being traded, Garnett had this to say.
I bleed green, I die green, that's what it is. But it is a business, and when that crosses the paths, now deal with it. But, you know, trades are part of this league. Every year you're going to hear certain things. If I were y'all, I wouldn't read too much into it.
It's not easy bleeding green, but KG might just stick with it. Television's latest reality series, the 2013 Boston Red Sox, is not short of drama so far. The latest stir-up came over the weekend when Alfredo Ceves was reprimanded for lobbing pitches in practice. It was just day 4 on the field when Ceves took the mound against Jared Saltalamacchia in a pitching drill that was supposed to simulate a live game atmosphere. The only adrenaline that was pumping was from manager John Farrell when he offered a statement saying that Ceves, quote, did not go through the drill as intended, and we have addressed it. The Boston Bruins haven't had any trouble playing as a team except when they have the advantage. Boston has one of the worst power plays in the NHL despite their first place position in the Northeast. Sunday, it almost cost them the game until Brad Marchand was able to fling a third period power play goal to beat the Jets 3-2. After the game, Marchand revealed that the team had a meeting to discuss their play with a man advantage. The Bruins hope to bring the power play thunder as they head off to face the Lightning on Thursday. That's your sports for this morning. Now back to Joshua and Megan.
All right, so Anthony, I'm from LA, and let me tell you, whether you're a sports fan or not, Dr. Buss was an absolute legend. Here's what I'm wondering. Beyond the 10 championships, what do you think his greatest accomplishment was?
Well, I think himself as a man is just an amazing self-made story. He was a kid from Wyoming that just invested $1,000 in apartment complexes and ended up with a multi-million-dollar sports organization. Very impressive story, and he will be missed.
Thank you so much, Anthony. A very sad story. But it's time for our first commercial break, so stay tuned because we will have Bri Baxter in studio to give us the inside look at the Today Show here in Boston.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. Last Friday, the Today Show went live from Boston. Matt, Savannah, and the rest of the Today Show gang stopped by Faneuil Hall, and I was there to see how the pros do it. The Today Show took a field trip to Boston. Hundreds gathered in Faneuil Hall for the live taping, while hosts Matt Lauer and Savannah Guthrie bared the cold to bring a little Boston flavor to the show. The special guest was Cambridge native and star of the Mindy Project, Mindy Kaling. And the audience was full of enthusiastic fans, but only one had his own cheering section. Emerson student Christian Bergen Argon launched a social media campaign to get on the Today Show. He might not have gotten an on-camera interview, but he certainly got airtime.
Yes, absolutely. We started on Tuesday. It was a 3-point marketing strategy. We started one with a quirky and unusual social media campaign to catch the attention of many. Then we had a promotional and professional video to show the Today Show. We got what it takes. And then number 3 was to get on the Today Show. And I guess we kind of did that. We're still waiting. Hopefully Matt Lauer will come over and talk to us.
That's a great band. They're called the Dropkick Murphys. They're singing the unofficial anthem of the city of Boston.
Emerson students weren't the only energetic members in the crowd. A group of runners called the November Project brought their workout to the show.
This is the time of the year. It was started in November because it's the hardest time to go out, get to the gym. It's easy to make excuses and stay on the couch, and it's hard to turn these guys down.
The show returned to New York this week, so it looks like Good Morning Emerson is back to being Boston's leading morning news program. Now back to Megan and Josh in the studio.
Thanks for that, Bri. Luckily, we don't have to worry about going outside like the Today Show does, but that does not mean that we don't want good weather.
Yeah, here's hoping. And Maggie Morloff is going to have that 5-day forecast for us. Maggie?
Thanks, Megan and Josh. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to get pretty sick of all this snow. With the slushy mix we got this weekend, on top of all the snow left from Nemo, not an inch of the common isn't covered in white. And we're getting more precipitation today with some afternoon showers. But have no fear because some sunshine's coming over the next few days and hopefully it'll melt all this away. Let's check out the 5-day to see what's in store. Today, Tuesday, we'll have some sun early and some rain showers later. High of 48 and a low of 30. Tomorrow, temps will drop down a bit to a high of 37, low of 22. On Thursday, we'll be back down below freezing with a high of 31 and a low of 23. On Friday, we're heading back up to the 40s with a high of 42 and a low of 31. Saturday, we'll be seeing some more rain or showers. High of 41, low of 30. So today, pack an umbrella or wear a hood because we are expecting some rain showers this afternoon. But over the next few days, enjoy the sunshine and let's hope it melts all this snow away so we can see at least a patch of green on that snow-covered common. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you so much, Maggie. Now let's kick it over to our entertainment correspondent, Logan Levitt.
And I believe he has the scoop on a pretty high-profile marriage. Logan?
Thanks, guys. Kim Kardashian has an important date to mark on her calendar, and it's not her due date. May 6th is officially the day that her divorce trial will begin. The reality TV star is famous for having been married for 72 days before she decided to call it quits with NBA star Kris Humphries. Humphries has been trying to delay the court date in hopes of getting more time to prepare for the trial. He is claiming fraud in the trial, insisting that Kardashian married him for publicity. Humphries is hoping Kim will have to pay him a large sum of money in exchange for the fake marriage. Late-night host David Letterman asked Kardashian's sister Kourtney Kardashian about the upcoming trial, and she said it bluntly. If my sister was marrying for publicity, she would have married someone that the public actually knew. Disappointing news for Lady Gaga fans, the pop star has canceled the rest of her Born This Way ball tour due to injury. The singer has suffered a tear in her right hip and was forced to completely cancel the shows once her doctor said she needed rest. Gaga originally canceled 4 shows, including one in Boston, due to the injury. Sorry, little monsters, it looks like you're going to have to wait and told her next tour to see the singer jump around the stage in a 4-month-old meat suit. On a sad note, country star Mindy McCready has died of an apparent suicide. A neighbor called 911 after they heard gunshots at her home. The troubled singer has been in and out of headlines over the past year. Just last month, her boyfriend David Wilson was found by McCready after he shot himself in their home. Last year, she was reported missing with her oldest child. She later tweeted that she and the child were not missing and that she simply had custody of the child. McCready had a history of substance abuse problems, including multiple trips to rehab and a stint in 2010 on Dr. Drew's Celebrity Rehab. Soon you'll be able to sit back in your home, sip a glass of wine, and think of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. That's right, the power couple is set to release their own wine. The wine will be called Miraval, and the wine will be made from grapes from their French estate. The actors have reportedly wanted to put out a wine collection for years and are dedicated to putting out a quality bottle of wine. Miraval will be released next month. It's crazy to think that between having 6 kids and their crazy filming schedules, that the couple even has time to venture into winemaking. That's all your latest entertainment news. Back to my 2 favorite hosts.
Thank you, Logan. Very sad about those Lady Gaga fans.
Yeah.
I know what they're going through. But now it's time to take our second commercial break.
But when we come back, we're going to be joined live by the Ballroom Thieves. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back. The Ballroom Thieves are set and ready to go for a live studio performance.
I'm pumped, but first, let's kick it over to our very own music man, Rob Koehler.
Thanks, Josh and Megan. The Ballroom Thieves are here and are just about ready to play for us. But first, I sat down with the band to look at their history and to see how they came about. Today, we're here in Somerville to learn more about our musical guests, the Ballroom Thieves. Since January 2012, this folk-inspired band has made quite an impact on the local music scene. Let's meet the group and see what they're all about. The Ballroom Thieves obviously have a different kind of name. Where did that name come from?
It's kind of one of those names that we thought of because we're kind of using old classical instruments. You know, we're using wooden instruments, but you know, there's a little bit of an edge to that too. So the name kind of comes from that. It's almost like we're stealing instruments from those, like the ballroom musicians, and we're taking those instruments and we're like, you know, doing something with them that thieves would do. I don't know. I mean, since we've been doing this, I've found more inspiration from other bands that we've played with and that we've met. And, you know, nowadays, most of the time when we're traveling to and from events, we listen to the bands that we played with that night.
There's a lot of passion in our music. You know, there's a lot of sincerely felt passion in our music, and we're grateful.
College shows are a lot of fun. It gives us the means to travel a lot more, and I mean, you get to these college campuses and maybe there's 10 people there that have to see you because they're the ones putting on the show, but there's 150 kids there that don't know who you are, but they're there to just enjoy the music just like you. That's why you're there too.
After getting to meet the band, I look forward to seeing what they have to play for us back live in studio.
I felt something in the air. A sudden change, you left its traces everywhere. Well, I was lost out on the road. I was weary-eyed and broken on my own. I was waiting on the sun or some other God to guide me home. I told my heart to stand aside and let you in. Gave you the key and let you creep under my skin. Yeah, we were saints and angels too. Oh, but darling, have you got some eyes on you? Oh, and do you know your moves? Oh, you couldn't have done wrong if you had tried to. Oh, how could you have done this to me? Oh, Darling, drive your stake right through me. Oh, I don't know if I can do this now. Yeah, now no. No, 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 no. You shook your feathers like you burned for someone else. So quick to advertise what you would never sell. Yeah, you were breaking your own back, trying to make up for the things you'll never have. Oh, and don't you feel unnerved? You were brazen, you were brash, girl, you were bad. Oh, how could you have done this to me? Oh, darling, drive your stake right through me. Oh, I don't know if I can do this now. Yeah, now sink your teeth into my skin and let me feel you go. Oh, now no. Now no, 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 no. No, how could you have done this to me? No, now darling, drive that stake right through me. No, well I don't know if I can do this, if I can do this now. Now no, now no, 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 no.
That was awesome. Thank you very much for being here today. Just a few questions for you guys. If you just want to talk a little about how you guys got your start in the band, that would be great.
Yeah, Martin and I actually went to school together at Stonehill College, about 30 minutes south of the city. We went to record our album, The Devil in the Deep, about a year and a half ago. Met Rachel, couldn't let her go. Thought she was really cool. We vibed with her well, and here we are.
Awesome. So if you guys could describe your sound in one word or a sentence, how would you guys describe that?
That's a tough one. I think it's all over the place, really. Like I said in that poorly versed clip earlier, we're taking classical instruments and we're kind of, you know, putting an edge to it and giving it a little more than just the standard. So,
cool. And finally, where can viewers expect to see you guys next in the Boston area?
On March 23rd, next month, we're going to be at the Sinclair with Mean Creek and Little Green Cars.
Awesome. Thank you very much for being here, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us, but unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today.
You guys were great. Thanks for joining us. And remember to watch this Thursday for our annual Oscar special. You won't want to miss it.
Thanks for watching Good Morning Emerson. We'll see you Thursday. But in the meantime, Ballroom Thieves, if you would be so kind.
Soul and breathe. Make no sound, you'll hear what you believe. And I will sink my anchor to any of the 7 seas just to make you proud of me. And I will sink my anchor into any of the 7 seas just to make sure that you're proud of me. This nest of